As a former Marine, how would you have reacted to being deployed in LA? It's a good question. What do you imagine are their orders and or rules of engagement? I have no fucking idea. I mean, my understanding is they pull 2-7. Like, that's that's an infantry unit. Like, or a battalion. Like, that's, those are fucking hammers. You know what I mean? Like, those are war fighters. Those are war fighters. Can these Marines be helpful, or are they being set up to fail? I mean, they're not. I don't. Again, violence is a really terrible thing. LA has certainly experienced over the course of its existence. I mean, I lived through the Rodney King riots, and any number of other issues. It's not to minimize, what are, genuine problems. It's just a question of, like, is it so bad you have to call in an infantry battalion to go and quell it? I don't think that is quite right. I think that would be under an extraordinary circumstance, obviously. What would I have done? At 20-something years of age, and I was actually obviously a teenager as well, I probably just would have gone and obeyed whatever order they gave me, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't think about it in those terms ever at all at that time. I mean, if it depends on who you are in the military, right? Like, are you enlisted? Are you an officer? Are you combat arms? Or are you logistics? Are you, are you intel? Like, what are you? What is your MOS? Where are you stationed? What do you do? What is your relationship to the military, even as a part of it? Like, they're all very different. All of those answers will give you a slightly different perspective on everything. And so I was artillery and, a reservist, but artillery just the same. If they had called us up, I probably would have just done whatever the fuck they told me, to be honest with you. At that point, I mean, now is a different circumstance. Now I don't know what I would have done, blow up your whole career for a court martial because you refused what could be argued in a JAG court as a lawful order. I don't know how you do that. I don't know what I would have done now, but certainly in my 20s, I probably just would have gone along with it. Because you just believe in the might of the Marine Corps to solve any kind of problem. It just seems so nimble. It seems so capable. It seems so tactical. It's a Swiss Army knife that can do anything. Like, whatever the task is, we can do it. And you probably also believe, because, you have to understand something, like, and this is, there partly is a benefit to it. It's not an all bad thing, but you can't operate in the armed forces unless you have accepted a certain degree of brainwashing. Like, I'm sorry, that's just part of the game. I accepted it, and like that's just how it goes. They believe in their ultimate goodness. They believe in their ultimate utility. They believe in their ultimate, worthwhileness. I'm sure that there are some people in those ranks who might have, like, are we sure this is a good idea? Like, I'm sure that exists, but I would imagine that the majority thinks on some level they could be useful. On some level they could help protect people. They believe that. I know that they believe that, because that's what I believed when I did it. Not I didn't get called up for anything like that, I'm saying. But, like, I believed when I was in the Marine Corps, I believed in it. And, I think they probably do too. So what would I have done? I probably would have just done whatever the fuck they told me to do. And something to be said for the fact that, like, obviously if you get an order, hey, just shoot a bunch of people who are civilians, who are unarmed, well, you gotta have enough sense to refuse those orders, right? But that's like an obvious example. That's like an obvious example of, like, a totally illegal order that you don't have to. There's a whole range of orders that may not look that way, that, to an enlisted guy, especially if he's getting an order from an officer, dude, disobeying an officer's order, that's not something you do lightly. You know what I mean? Like, you are trained to not do that shit. If you're in the enlisted ranks and an officer tells you to do something, you fucking do it. Again, I'm sure if it got terrible enough, they would resist it. But, like, you don't have a lot of latitude on that. Trust me. So, if they're telling you, hey, this is a humanitarian operation and we're helping the besieged people of LA, or however they're phrasing it, to, I don't know, we're going to maintain security on these pockets of resistance or whatever. then they're probably going to carry that out in a full-throated way. And you, for the most part, that's what you want out of an enlisted guy. Not to go do things that are fucked up, but you don't want a lot of talk back from your enlisted ranks, right? Like, a military can't function that way. You have to, like, at some point there's a line that you cross, but like 99.9% of what an officer tells you, you fucking do. And they're very much like told to live that way. It is very bad to not do that. So yeah, I would imagine I would have just done that, to be honest with you.